Hey everyone. Um, right, so we're gonna get started with the stream today. Um, this week's study session will be on Gabi Garcia versus Amanda Leve. Um, this was done under the Who's Number One promotion. We've watched a couple of these matches before. So if you want to check it out, uh, the link will be down below to the entire 2 hour event. They live streamed it last year. I did hear some news about this match, the Gabi Garcia and Amanda Levy match, when it first happened. So I actually wanted to take the time to watch it and everything. But yeah, so welcome back. Um, as I mentioned before, we're gonna be watching Gabi Garcia. If you don't know who she is, I've heard of her name for quite a while. She's fought a lot with, um, well, she's been in jiu-jitsu competitions for a number of years already. Um, I think she's still doing MMA, if I'm correct. She's a big lady though. So I think it's hard for her to find opponents sometimes. You'll see what I mean. This is done in the heavyweight division. I couldn't find any information on like who's number one. WNO. Yeah, I'll just call it WNO. On WNO's weight categories. I imagine this is probably over 180, 180 pounds. I'm just working this based on the IBJJF one. So actually, we can let's see IBJJF weight classes. Let's see if we can find the weight classes. Right. Okay. Yeah. So we're back here again. Yeah, you can see that the let's use the Nogi weight because that'll give us a better one. Oh, ADCC team competition. UA. Yeah. No. Maybe this one. Heavyweight. That seems pretty low. Super heavyweight. You can see that the IBJJF here, um, they have their a few different heavyweight categories. This for women. What is it? Women. So it's 79 kilograms. That's 170 pounds. Yeah. So I think who's number one would probably be using probably 79 or 76. Yeah, probably around there. Let's see the ADCC ones. Over 60. Heavyweight, adult female, over 60. 70. Yeah, so it looks like they range from 70 kilograms all the way up to almost 80 kilograms. Um, but yeah, I think Gabby's quite a lot larger than that. So she normally does a super heavy, if I'm not mistaken. I am sorry if I do get her weight wrong, um, just because I don't know what who's number one's weight category. But anyways, let's just get into this one. Once again, please check out FloGrappling because they do breakdowns of not really breakdowns, but they show different grappling matches from different organizations, and they also have their own promotion. So if you wanna check them out, please do. Anyways, let's get started. Actually, let's go back so that you can see what I mean when they're walking in. It's quite dark in the arena right now. I guess because they're just walking in. Team Alliance. Yeah, she's been with the Alliance her entire career, I believe. Amanda Leve was from Gamblers, I think it showed. I have seen some pictures of her standing next to Andre Gaval, and Andre Gaval's not a small dude himself. He's pretty built and muscular. But she's like, I don't think she towers over him, but she's still quite large, like tall. I think she's over 6 feet. I imagine she's over 6 feet. Right, so Gabby, you can see Alliance right there. She's wearing the red ankle strap. Um, Amanda wearing the blue one. This just helps you differentiate whose legs they are. Normally you can tell, sometimes you can't. Um, so yeah, this is just an easier way to really see it in no-gi. So Gabby's coming out with a bit more pressure. Just waiting. Oh yeah, she towers. That yeah. Sometimes people do that. When they try and go for collar ties, I guess it's more common in wrestling. When they go for collar ties, they try and hit you with the inside of the wrist and stuff. That definitely that sucks so much. I haven't had to experience it myself, but yeah, um, yeah. People get into slapping matches sometimes because of it. There we go. Yeah, see. I just want to see that one more time. Yeah, so she's coming. She's gonna go. Gabby goes for a trip. Boom. Yeah, that definitely seemed more like a slap than like trying to catch a collar. And you can see it's hard to keep that inside position against Gabby just because like more muscle, a lot bigger. So she doesn't want to get into a clinch and start losing on strength, it would seem like. That's why she's backing up, trying to circle around. Amanda's trying to back up, circle around. Gabby's not considering because mostly I'm pretty sure she's dealt with that pretty much her entire career, being one of the biggest women in competition. Oh yeah, she's telling her don't do that again. Yeah. Plum clinch here. Good Muay Thai technique there. She's not turning her shoulders because I don't think she can. So what I mean by that, plum clinch, you only see it a lot more in Muay Thai to control standing opponents. Um, Normally, if they had gloves, they're covering their hands over the top to try and put lever the head, the top of the head downwards. So that way you can start like really controlling and driving the person around with just a movement of their head. Because they don't have gloves, you can go on the neck a little bit more and start really cranking on the neck. What you see Amanda do, she's going to try and put her right arm over top and try and push Gabi's face away from her. So yeah, the problem is she's not turning her shoulders. So if you just push like this, if the person's grabbing you from the back of the head and your shoulders are square up to them, you really can't break away as easily. You need to turn your shoulders to the side so you get that extra extension with your shoulders, and then hopefully you break apart that way. So you can see she's not really trying to turn her shoulders, she's just keeping both shoulders square. I'm sure it's a lot easier to say than to do in that situation, but yeah, Gabi lets it go anyway, so she no longer needs to push on the face. Oh, arm drag. Arm drag's a good option to try and get around here. So you can see, yeah, she goes for it again, but she's using the wrong arm here. You don't want to use the far arm to start pushing the face across. You want to use the arm that's over the top of the shoulder. Because essentially you want to get that right arm, Gabi's right arm, off of you. So trying to bring your far shoulder closer to her will actually work against you normally. And then you can see she now, because she's a lot closer, that arm can be pushed across her face, and yeah, Gabi's just inching closer from there. She's trying to control that wrist, shrugs the arm off of her head. Okay, and I think that, yeah, I think it's right here. Boom. Yeah, so she does the cross style. So she pulls the hand across her body, the other one goes underneath, underneath the tricep to try and pull her across. You can see she can do this with a bit more brute strength. So Amanda's trying to just move backwards to make sure she keeps her balance and doesn't go doesn't let Gabi around. Oopsie, wrong one. I'm surprised she wants to tie up a bit more. Double underhooks. Yeah, I'm sure she doesn't want to pull guard and like get Gabi get on top, so I think that's why she's trying to not really pressure, but she's just trying to make sure she can get better exchanges on the feet. And Gabi tries to go for a single leg trip, double underhook, so that's where single leg try, gets a head tie again, try and go for a leg trip. Normally if you're So yeah, if you're a lot bigger than your opponent, trying to get your opponent's head on your chest and push downwards from there is always a good option to for a simple takedown. You just gotta watch out that they don't go for single legs as you're trying to pull them down. But yeah, you can see this position here. Amanda did a good job of keeping her head up so that she doesn't get driven down to the mat. This is surprising because being the bigger person, you normally don't want to be on the ground because you're more used to the top position rather than playing guard and like playing the bottom position. So let's see what happens here. So she's trying to play guard. She gets her leg pulled right away. Both legs are pulled, and then she's rolled over and gets her back taken. Yeah, so this is what I mean. So I think she was frustrated because Amanda wasn't really engaging as much. I mean, if a person's not engaging to you, then you're definitely gonna try and do. Oh, that's too far. You're definitely gonna try and do something to get them to come closer to you, right? So here it is. Lifts. Boom. Yeah, that roll is always so nice. If you can get both legs, you can see she's already in trouble. She's putting her hands on the ground. Yeah, I would say right here. Yeah, I don't even want to. Yeah, I don't know what she could have done differently there. Like she got both of her legs caught pretty quickly, and then Amanda realized that was her time to flip her over. She was already off her hands, off the ground with her hips. She gets her back taken here. Rear naked choke. It looks pretty deep. So let's go back a little bit. Let's slow it down to about here. So you can see as she rolls, most often when you can get a person to roll away from you, taking their back is normally the best option. So you can see she's pushing the hips, leads her off to one side, boom, sinks that underhook. So she's gonna sink that underhook right here. Right, still driving forward onto Gabi's hips so that she controls the roll. Gets a seatbelt, gets a hook over, boom. And then there we go. Gabi tries to like shrug her off by rolling. Doesn't really work, so now it looked like she switched with sides. Yeah, so that right hand now comes underneath for she's doing a good job of controlling here. So if a person has like their elbows on the ground, using this underhook to control the arm so that they can't post on it and you can keep their like chest on the ground is a good idea. So you can see her trying to turn that wrist around. Boom. And then there we go. And the rear naked choke is there. She's squeezing as hard as she can. You can see the agony. Well, I get agony. Yeah, you can see how hard she's trying right here. Gabi's just trying to stay composed. It's pretty hard to stay composed once you know somebody's already on your neck and they have their hands clasped. Oh, lost the strength in her arms. It's hard just holding that on a bigger person's neck for so long. So now Gabby's trying to pick one side. So she's going to that overhook side now. Trying, I imagine trying to put her head on the mat to try and escape. Oh no, she turns, trying to really make sure she's able to turn that shoulder around, grabbing the head. So let's go back. Right? So once she's able to once she's able to at least turn her hips a little bit more, the next thing she has to worry about is being able to turn her shoulder, right? Because if she can turn her shoulder off of Amanda's, off from Amanda's chest, then that means she's just gonna get back into guard, which is probably the better position for her to be in anyway. So she's trying to, like, I guess, backstroke that arm over top of the head, and that's essentially gonna get her into guard. Turning the hips right away. You can see her controlling. You can see Gabi trying to control that arm too, to help pull herself, to help turn herself over. Amanda realizes this, and she's trying to pull that shoulder back with her arm and stuff. Yeah, normally from here, it's normally gonna be difficult to hold the back. You gotta, like, keep trying to chase for it. He's still on the side though, so it's not impossible to do. Gabi comes across with that crossface so that she can push the head down and make it even more difficult for Amanda to keep control over that far shoulder. Let's go back to regular speed. And then there we go, back into guard. Standing up, passing. Yeah, I see a lot more people. I think that's the better way of passing now, by standing up rather than trying to force a guard open on your knees, especially like if you are the bigger person. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice trip. Tripod sweep. I went over this in one of my classes in the morning, I think a couple weeks ago, talking about the tripod sweep. So you can see she has that left leg grab right around the ankle. She brings her right leg down to hook around the knee here. The left leg, Amanda's left leg, is gonna push on the hip. I can't remember if she had an arm too, but normally you don't need the arm. In Nogi, it's gonna be especially hard to do this with an arm because there's no sleeves to grip onto. You're only gonna be able to grab the wrist, and that wrist grip is not very strong. It's very easy to break. Boom. Extension, and tries to come up right away. Still controlling that leg as well as she can. Boom. She gets a sweep, and now she's in Gabi's guard. Being in a bigger person's guard is like being in a vice grip. It's not nice. It's uncomfortable. It's not nice. There she goes. She goes standing up too. She's controlling the shoulders so that Gabi doesn't grab her her legs. Shifting the hips, maybe trying to go for a sweep or changing the angle. Most of the time she's trying to grab this side. Right. Oh, almost. Almost got put in double unders again. He's got to be able to realize. Not, yeah. There we go. Again. Nice. She did a much better job that time. So that response was a lot quicker. So you can see how fast he pummeled her leg that time. Yeah, once you're on your hands, you're most likely gonna go over. So you gotta do something. You gotta make sure you pummel your legs. So I think, yeah. So you can see her trying to drive that foot to the ground, but she really can't. As she's about to get turned over, she's trying to make sure her hips are driven to the ground. So I think she's sort of scooching back on her shoulders to make that happen. You can see she's using her hand to frame here, okay, just to prevent that pass for half a second as she pummels her legs in, keeps her knees wide, and keeps her legs in play. And yeah, Amanda's just staying out of range of Gabi's hands. She's not, it seems like she's not too concerned about her feet. Yeah, because that's what she's trying to get anyways. Nice roll. Ooh. Let's go back one step. You can see Gabi does like this sit-up guard position, trying to grab the leg. Right? Maybe go for a single leg, no? And then Amanda rolls, right? This position can depend on a lot of what's happening. It looks like Amanda's trying to grab the arm, Gabi's right arm, to try and go for like Kimura grip, and maybe try and take the back or go for an armbar. Gabi's just trying to hold the leg so that that doesn't really happen. So yeah, you can see she's trying to configure her hands in like that Kimura grip position. Gabi's doing a good job of just not letting Amanda to her back. Pulls down the head to try and keep her on the ground, but she springs back up too fast and disengages. Nice shoulder shrug. trying to work guard again. Double under position. So this is what I mean. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that double under position we see here. Both hands underneath the thighs so that she can try and roll her back like she's been doing before. It's been working for her, so why not keep going back to it? I guess she must have felt danger there, so she kept her hands on the inside, trying to stand up. Trying to go for a scissor sweep or like a sit-up sweep. Yeah, there we go. She gets it one more time. This time Gabi's a bit quicker to respond, so she gets her shoulders on the mat. So I started from here, trying to get the elbows back in, right? She put her elbows on the inside to really keep Gabi's hips on the ground. When she feels her legs are open, she brings her elbows back to try and keep the guard open. Boom, using her knee on one side to keep those legs from closing, keeping her elbows nice and tight towards her body, and then pushes with her shoulders and pummels underneath. She only has one now, right? So if Gabi was able to pull that arm in, she would have got caught in a triangle, but really quick was able to get that other leg, get that other arm underneath the leg. Now she's turning with her shoulder, trying to drive forward. Boom, and then there she gets a roll again. And then just like before, she's gonna get the underhook on this side and trying to get the overhook. Boom. This time Gabi does a better job of responding by rolling faster. Trying to get her head on the mat and pushing, yeah, and shrimping out as much as possible. Trying to peel that leg off of her hip. Oopsie. Is it here? No. Maybe it was there. Go back to normal speed anyways. Alright, she's pushing. Trying to go for that sit-up sweep. Normally for that sweep you want to go up higher on because she's a tall person. I think she can get the sweep on most people by staying on her elbow. Ideally for smaller people you want to get on your hand so that you can lift your hips even higher off the ground, right? And boom, once she gets at both underhooks, then she was going for that sweep again. Manages to get into mount. Gabi's in half guard, so still has quite a lot of control. quarter guard. So if you're stuck in a person's half guard, using this free leg over here to push down on the thigh tends to be a good option, because it'll lead you to either quarter guard, or you can start passing knee cut passing into it. This is the older style of half guard that you see. You can see both her shoulders are pressed down flat on the ground. Yeah, she's not really hooking the leg underneath like you would in the lockdown position, and the knee's like way, like the knee isn't, this knee isn't even in place, so she can't use it to push and create space from Amanda. So all you can really do is use your hands at this point. And you can see, boom, going into quarter mount. But maybe Gabi's trying to go deep half just to maintain control. And rotates back over to the other side. It's a good scramble. Go back one step. So as Gabi's trying to turn around, maybe turn it into a single leg, Amanda gets that leg out, and then she just starts sprawling and turning right towards the back. Nicely done. Very minimal steps. So 1, 2, boom, 1, 2, and she's already in the air. All her weight is on Gabi. Boom. 1, 2, jump. Boom. That's nice. That's real nice. But Gabi manages to turn that around. Nice. Good movements by both women. Now she's in Amanda's guard. Trying to drive forward as much as she can. Yeah, the head and arm choke is not going to work from there. I don't see it working very often, because her forearm is like right over top of the head. You gotta get that underneath the neck to actually work. So I think it was more of a distraction than anything else. Yeah, posturing up once again, waiting. Yeah. Ooh. Pushing on the neck. This is a good one to stop people from actually pressuring you. Using your forearm just to create a frame across the person's neck there. And then you reinforce it with the other arm that has the underhook as well. So it makes it very difficult for a person to push in. And then you can use that to actually turn the person over and maybe isolate that right arm. So you can see if she's able to rotate. Oh, no, she tries and goes further back instead. She's so tall. Ooh. lot of weight to drop down on someone. No, half guard, the knee is not in play. Oh, I thought that was a bandage. I didn't realize it was a tattoo. I was like, why does she have a bandage on her calf? But it's a tattoo. Oh, overhook, maybe a back step. There she goes to try and push the knee. Good guard players are always going to make it frustrating for you to pass guard. The more frustrating it is, the more you just want to cut corners and those cut corners lead to like small mistakes that the person on bottom can take advantage of. There she goes with that knee cut. So this is what I was talking about before. So we saw Amanda try and go for the quarter guard. You can see that, yeah, you can see that Gabi also tries to drive that knee into quarter mount, I guess. It doesn't happen. Like, Amanda's keeping her hips like turned all the way, so Gabi changes that and goes for that knee cut pass instead. She's already cleared the that top knee, which can be the hard part. That's the hard part for me. And then she has to deal with the frames of the hands. So whether getting underhooks or overhooks or just trying to push that arm across. Overhooking the arm, trying to overhook that head. And framing across. She's able to get out. She might be able to do. Oh no. No, that arm's not extended all the way. So yeah, now the knees back in, underneath the hips. Gabi's doing the same thing, trying to use her opposite leg to push down on the knees and try and release her left knee. And there it goes. She's back to the knee cut position, making sure that Amanda can't get around her back again. She's doing such a good job of keeping her balance just on her head and shoulder. Knee's almost sliding in again. There it goes. Nice, slides out. Now this is what I would consider a better half guard. She has that knee not underneath Gabi's hips, but now it's more in front, so she can use it as a frame. That top knee is also pushing either across. I think in this situation it's pushing across across her stomach, and then she's trying to prevent the crossface with both of her hands here, right? Not trying to let it get any closer. Oh. So what happened there? See a big, like, trying to get that arm all the way around the head. So yeah, she swims that arm over. Amanda's tracking it the entire way. So you can see her hand on like Gabi's elbow. Gabi realizes, sorry, I mean Amanda realizes this, so now she's exposed the back, right? This can go one of two ways. If Gabi's back doesn't get taken, she drops her hips on the ground, goes for a back step, and goes into that reverse Kezagatame position or reverse scarf hold, where you're facing the your opponent's hips, and you're really just trying to control their hips so that they can't really turn in or towards you. But here we see that Amanda tracked that arm the entire way to give her some space. She takes that bottom leg out, the one that had that was controlling this leg, the one with the band on it, right? So this leg right here. So as she turns, pushes, leaves that door open, and takes the back again. Very nicely done. And then going for a rear naked choke one more time, but Gabi actually has it. Oh, this one seems deeper. This one seems a lot deeper. And then she's even going for the body lock. Oh, Gabi's too big for it. Ooh. It takes a lot to actually stay composed under this situation. Oh. Oh man, this is hurting me just watching. Oh my god, again. Yeah, she knows she's won. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that one-sided. Wow. A lot of good a lot of good double unders, good back controls. Yeah, solid half guard from her, and using that half guard to actually take the back too. That's not something I see very often. But yeah, she made it work. Yeah, so this was apparently only the quarterfinals. So Amanda Leve actually went on to the finals, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Good on good on them. It's tough. It's tough being the smaller person and like uh, going up against a bigger person, especially someone as storied as Gabi Garcia. Um, yeah, good on her. Saw a lot of good guard play. Not a lot of good guard play, but like a lot of good half guard from Amanda to make sure that she wasn't getting crushed the entire time. Yeah, if someone's posturing, especially if you got someone bigger in close guard, start using your forearms across the neck rather than your hands. So yeah, that's it for today. I wanted to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was a little bit more entertaining than the last one. The last one had started on a more serious tone, so yeah, I think I was a bit more focused for this one. Yeah, maybe I'll do another no-gi match next time. I do want to check out one of Gordon Ryan's matches and see how he's been faring from his surgery. I think it was surgery. And then yeah, we'll see. I'll scour YouTube and see what's on there. And then yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully you liked the video. And yeah, I'll be doing another one next week. Haven't decided what we're gonna watch, but it'll probably be another no-gi match, whether it's from Who's Number One or the IBJJF. We'll see. Once again, please look up FloGrappling so that you can check out all the stuff that they do with Who's Number One, and their coverage of other jiu-jitsu events. I think they cover ADCC, and I think they cover some IBJJF matches as well. So yeah, it's a pretty nice day out today. Maybe I'll go outside for a little bit. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you next time.